Hey everybody, it's Miranda from The Replacements, and it is time for my week's top 5 picks. So starting out is number 5, Virginia Tech at Georgia Tech. As you know, Virginia Tech is number 10 right now, and Georgia Tech is 21. The game's at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight, and this game could very well determine the ACC Division champion. Virginia Tech has only one loss to Clemson, and with their running back David Wilson, who is the second leading rusher in the nation, their offense has an advantage over Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech has had a 2-game loss from Virginia and Miami, but also has the advantage of last week's game win over Clemson. Their quarterback, Washington, has a streak of throwing interceptions, so if they want the win against Virginia Tech, they need to gain that confidence back and play smart. My number 4 pick is Michigan State versus Iowa, aka Sparty versus my home state. While Iowa is not rated, the Spartans are at an 8 consecutive game losing streak against the Hawkeyes. If the Spartans can get a win out of this weekend and finish out the season strong against Northwestern and Indiana, the Big Ten title will be theirs after the Badgers have taken a 2-game loss to threaten their season. Last year's loss to the number 18 then Hawkeyes, or the then number 18 Hawkeyes, was the Spartans' only regular season loss, which cost them a trip to a BCS Bowl. Iowa hopes to end their home schedule with a 7-0 record for their home games, and with their past history with the Spartans, it looks like that could be the case. Iowa may be my home state, but I'm rooting for Sparty on this game. My number 3 pick is Nebraska at Penn State. You've got number 19 versus number 12 here. Despite all the week's scandals, if Penn State can pull out the win this week, they'll be guaranteed a spot in the Big Ten championship game. The Cornhuskers went into last week's game with a great shot for the title, but after last week's loss against Northwestern, the Big Ten title is further away than they had hoped. This is both the teams' first meeting as Big Ten rivals, and they haven't played each other since 2002. I'm going with Nebraska for the win on this game. My number 2 pick is Auburn versus Georgia. You've got number 20 Auburn versus number 15 Georgia. This week, Georgia gets to bring back their standout freshman running back, Isaiah Crowell, to help out in the hopes of their SEC East title. The Bulldogs are on a 7-win streak, and quarterback Aaron Murray is confident with his career-high touchdown passes last week with 5. Auburn has lost its last 2 visits to Athens, and their last win was back in 2005. With Georgia's extra boost in offense, this week my win goes to the Bulldogs. And my number 1 pick for the weekend is number 7 Oregon versus number 4 Stanford. This week's best matchup in the Pac-12 by far, and definitely some of the most interesting and high-scoring offensive teams in the nation. A lot's at stake here with both teams still in the running for a chance to play in the national championship game. And it's bound to be the highest scoring game of the weekend by far. If you're a big bettor in Vegas, you may not want to take my advice, but I am quacking for the Ducks all weekend long. So have a great weekend. Stay tuned for our big announcement of where our show is. But the Replacements will definitely be broadcasting live 12 to 3 on Saturday Pacific time. So have a great weekend and enjoy your games.